Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, May 15th, state that Sunny Corinthos will deal with a family dilemma, while Brook Lynn wants to meet her son. Cody Bell will also refuse Lulu Spencer's request for a favor. So let's chat about what's coming up on the ABC soap. Christina Corinthos Davis will have to explain her mistake during their conversation, because Dante Falconeri is skeptical of how she observed Rick Lansing's automobile immediately after the tragedy. Meanwhile, Rick will appear in Alexis Davis's office and see that she is in a hurry to get somewhere. Alexis was able to determine which storage facility the totaled car ended up in with the assistance of Damian Spinelli, so she will undoubtedly be keen to get rid of it. Rick will receive an offer of some sort on Thursday's show, which could come from his talk with Alexis. Whatever the case, it will be intriguing to watch if Alexis can keep her cool, or if she will make Rick suspicious of her next move. If Alexis tips Rick off, he may alert Ava Jerome and force her to move the totaled car, which is part of her leverage. Whatever the case, Lucky Spencer will eventually question Alexis about why Rick is lying about the black ice. Will Alexis reveal anything about Rick and Ava's blackmail plot? Or can Lucky figure it out on his own? Brook Lynn, who is tearful, tells Harrison Chase that she would do anything to meet her son. Brook Lynn does not want to interrupt her adult child's life, but there is a gap in her heart that has never been filled. Brook Lynn doesn't realize it, but she knows her kid rather well. Giovanni Gio Palmieri lives in the same house as Brook Lynn, but she won't know his true parents for the time being. Donna Corinthos will then make a specific request of Gio, who assures her that he will be honored. Gio had already planned to play the violin in Chase and Anna Devane's tango performance, but Donna may also ask him to appear in her own nurse's ball show. Donnie may end up shrieking in pleasure at Joe's good news. Gio will eventually share a private moment with Sunny, and utilize him as a confidant. That will allow Gio to relate his account of what happened with Rocco Falconeri, as well as how disappointed he has been with Dante's reply. Gio may eventually apologize if this is unusual for Sunny, as Dante is his son. Regardless, Sunny will stress that he wants to be the first person Gio contacts if he ever needs anything, even if it is just a sympathetic ear and sound advice. Sunny may end up volunteering to speak with Dante again on Joe's behalf, unaware that he is attempting to assist his own grandchild reconcile with his father. This is a major family dilemma, and it will only get worse as Dante has another Gio-related outburst on Thursday's episode. At Lulu's, Rocco will quarrel with Dante and defend Joe's behavior on the night of the bonfire. Unfortunately, Dante will continue to play the blame game, claiming that Gio made a major mistake. Over with Lulu, she'll look for Cody Bell, most likely as part of her effort to establish Gio as Dante and Brook Lynn's son. However, Cody will refuse whatever request Lulu makes, causing a setback in her plan. Lulu will remain determined to learn the full truth about Gio, but she may have to use other ways in the end. According to General Hospital spoilers, Lucas Jones and Elizabeth will also have a catch-up session, so Thursday's episode will be jam-packed. Sunny's family crisis. Brook Lynn wants to meet son. Cody rejects Lulu. The Corinthos family has always been the focus of drama in Port Charles, and Sunny's story is no exception. With his convoluted relationships, shifting alliances, and ongoing power conflicts, his world is never dull. Now a new dilemma is emerging, involving his estranged daughter, Brook Lynn, who has indicated a strong desire to see him. At the same time, Cody Bell, a figure from Sunny's past, has said unequivocally that he has no interest in Lulu Spencer, adding to the already tense scenario. For many years, Sunny's relationship with his children has been rocky. His risky lifestyle, mob connections, and volatile temper have created a schism between him and those he loves the most. Brook Lynn, the daughter he scarcely knows, has grown up without him. Raised by her mother and stepfather, she has only heard stories about Sunny, some portraying him as a violent mob leader, others as a devoted father who would do anything for his family. Now, as a young lady seeking answers about her identity, she has decided to confront the man who has been missing for so long. Brook Lynn's choice to contact Sunny is met with conflicting reactions. Some, like Carly, appreciate her need for closure, and believe Sunny deserves the opportunity to reconcile with his daughter. Others, such as Jason, are concerned, knowing that Sunny's world is riddled with danger, and that anyone close to him could become a target. Meanwhile, Michael, Sunny's second son, is stuck in the middle, sympathetic to Brook Lynn's wish to have a relationship with their father, while also protecting the family's fragile harmony. As Brook Lynn prepares to see Sunny, her emotions run high. She's not sure what to expect. Would he embrace her with open arms, or will he reject her, refusing to revisit the past? Sunny's situation is equally difficult. He spent years hiding his guilt for abandoning Brook Lynn, convinced himself that remaining away was for her own good. Now that she is determined to see him, he must confront his failures as a father and decide whether he is willing to make apologies. Meanwhile, another problem is brewing when Cody Bell makes it apparent that he has no interest in Lulu Spencer. Cody, Sunny's old associate, has a difficult relationship with the Corinthos family. His rejection of Lulu derives from long-held grudges and unresolved betrayals, leaving her confused and saddened. Lulu, who is always willing to fight for the people she loves refuses to accept no for an answer, resulting in intense confrontations and furthering the schism between them. Cody's inability to engage with Lulu raises concerns about his motivations. Is he simply sheltering himself from past hurts, or is there something more sinister going on? His relationship with Sunny adds another element of intrigue. Does his rejection of Lulu have anything to do with Sunny, or is it entirely personal? As tensions grow, alliances are challenged, and long-buried secrets threaten to surface. For Sunny, the timing could not be worse. Brook Lynn is looking for him, and Cody is causing trouble, so he is pulled in several places. His inclination is to defend his family, but his past mistakes continue to haunt him. Can he reunite with Brook Lynn without putting her in danger? And what does Cody's unexpected homecoming signify for his already perilous situation in Port Charles? As the story progresses, one thing becomes clear. Sunny's family is once again in the eye of a storm. It's unclear whether he'll be able to navigate these rough waters. With Brook Lynn looking for answers, Cody wreaking havoc, and Lulu caught in the crossfire, the stakes have never been greater. The only certainty is that nothing in Port Charles stays calm for long, and Sunny's most recent family issue is far from over. Expanding on the conflict, Sunny and Brook Lynn's strained relationship. Sunny Corinthos has never been a conventional father figure. His involvement in organized crime has required him to make difficult decisions, frequently at the expense of his relationships with his children. Brook Lynn, the daughter he has with a former love, has grown up without him, and her unexpected entrance in his life pushes him to confront the implications of his absence. Brook Lynn believes that meeting Sunny is more than just filling in the gaps in her family tree. It is also about understanding herself. She spent years wondering why her father wasn't there, why he prioritized his criminal empire over his own family. As an adult, she seeks answers. Her choice to seek him out is both daring and perilous, as she understands that joining Sunny's environment will put her in danger. When they finally meet, it's an emotional encounter. Sunny is taken away by how much she resembles her mother, whom he once adored but lost due to his own faults. Brook Lynn, meanwhile, is impressed by the intensity in his eyes, which has earned him both dread and respect in Port Charles. Their initial interaction is uneasy, with cautious queries and reserved responses. Sunny wants to explain himself and make her realize why he stayed away, but the words don't come readily. How can he rationalize missing so many birthdays, school functions, and milestones during his lifetime? Brook Lynn listens, but her patience becomes thin. She didn't come for excuses. She came for the truth. The tension between them is apparent, and it's clear that mending their relationship will not be easy. Cody's vendetta toward Lulu. Is there a hidden agenda? While Sunny deals with his reconnection with Brook Lynn, new drama unfolds with Cody Bell's open rejection of Lulu Spencer. Cody, a man with a mysterious past and ties to Sunny's group, has made it clear that he does not want anything to do with her. His cold dismissal perplexes Lulu. They were never close, but his hatred appears disproportionate. Lulu, never one to back down from a challenge, approaches Cody and demands to know why he is keeping her out. His comments are vague, implying past betrayals and shattered trust. Cody's resentment is revealed to be over more than just Lulu. It may involve Sunny as well. As Lulu searches for answers, she learns disturbing information about Cody's past. Was he wronged by the Corinthos family? Is he blaming Lulu for something from years ago? Or is his rejection part of a greater plan, one that could jeopardize Sunny's empire? The harder she pushes, the more Cody resists, resulting in a hazardous game of cat and mouse. With Brook Lynn's arrival and Cody's vendetta, the entire Corinthos family is impacted. Michael, torn between devotion to his father and concern for his new sister, fights to maintain the peace. Carly, ever the mediator, tries to calm things down, but even she recognizes that the situation is volatile. Jason, always the protector, informs Sunny that Brook Lynn's presence may make her a target. Sunny knows he is correct, but he cannot bring himself to push her away again. The internal conflict consumes him. How can he be a father to her without bringing her into his hazardous world? Meanwhile, Lulu's determination to learn Cody's motivations puts her in danger. Dante, her husband, becomes increasingly concerned, knowing that meddling in Sunny's affairs is never safe. But Lulu refuses to let Cody's rejection go unanswered, paving the way for a showdown with potentially far-reaching ramifications. Conclusion: a family on the brink. Sunny Corinthos has had many opponents, but his greatest conflicts have always been with his own family. Now, with Brook Lynn looking for a connection and Cody's antagonism threatening to reignite past feuds, he finds himself at a crossroads. Can he eventually act as a parent to the girl he left behind? Will his past faults continue to shape his future? Lulu's confrontation with Cody is far from ended. Whatever resentment he bears, it's evident that this is more than simply a personal issue. It's linked to greater power battles in Port Charles. With tensions rising, the Corinthos family is about to embark on another dramatic chapter that has the potential to change everything. In a town where secrets never remain hidden, Sunny's latest family problem is just getting started. And, as always in Port Charles, the consequences will be anything but peaceful. The discovery of Drew's lie regarding Michael's death causes shockwaves throughout Port Charles, leaving tragedy in its wake. Willow, who had just begun to reconstruct her life after the emotional agony of believing her husband was dead, is now facing an even bigger heartbreak: the possible loss of her children. The lie intended to spare her from more anguish has instead shattered all she holds dear, leaving her wondering not just Drew's motivations but also the stability of her own future. Willow was devastated when Drew revealed Michael's death. She was almost unable to function because of her anguish. She turned to Drew for assistance, unaware that the truth was being concealed from her. The emotional shock of learning Michael is still alive is terrible. Her trust in Drew has been shattered, replaced by a terrible sense of betrayal. How could someone she considered a friend betray her in such a horrible manner? Anger and bewilderment swirl inside her, making it impossible to absorb what happens next. But the consequences do not end with Willow's damaged trust. The falsehood has far-reaching ramifications, notably for her children. Willow made decisions regarding their future, while she felt Michael was dead. Michael's homecoming may have far-reaching legal and emotional consequences. Willow may face a difficult fight for her children if Michael decides to contest her custody rights, claiming that Drew's dishonesty harmed her judgment. The prospect of losing them is unbearable, a heartache far worse than the grief she initially experienced. Michael's reaction is yet another damaging factor. When he discovers that Drew lied about his death, he is furious, not just at Drew but at the whole situation. He may wonder if Willow actually believed he was gone, or if she was complicit in any manner. Even if he understands cognitively that she was duped, the emotional barrier between them may widen. If he believes Willow acted too quickly or made decisions without considering his potential return, resentment may grow. Their marriage, already stressed by previous difficulties, may not survive this latest betrayal. Meanwhile, Drew is forced to deal with the consequences of his actions. He thought he was protecting Willow from further pain, but his deception has only inflicted more harm. Guilt weighs heavily on him, especially as he sees Willow struggle. His ties with people around him, including Carly, who may have known the truth, are now being investigated. Some may claim that his goals were good, while others may consider his deception inexcusable. The moral quandary of whether it is ever acceptable to lie to protect someone becomes a key issue, with no easy solutions. Willow must address her own personal anguish while dealing with the danger of losing her children. The stress of believing Michael was dead, just to have him return, makes her question her own judgment. She may question whether she was too fast to trust Drew, or if she let Michael down in some way by not holding out hope. The psychological toll is enormous, and she may require professional assistance to cope through the resulting sadness, anger, and terror. Drew Cain offered a scheme to make Michael Corinthos appear to be an absentee father on Wednesday, May 14th, as Carly Spencer prepared to fight in court. Willow Corinthos welcomed Nina Reeves into her house, where she told her daughter that if Willow trusted Drew, she would too. Willow was grateful for Nina's assistance. Willow was shocked when someone arrived to serve her with legal documents, as Michael was pressing forward with the divorce and his push for custody of the children. Ezra Boyle fished in the Metro Court to see if Drew had paid Jacinda to leave town. Drew maintained his innocence throughout the incident and questioned whether Ezra was aware of Jacinda's recent association with someone new. As a result, Ezra began to provide updates about Nina and appeared to speak with Jacinda while they were together. At another table, Lulu Spencer caught up with Lucky Spencer and Laura Collins over dinner, and she stated that she was putting her adoption article on hold. After Lucky left, Ezra came over and pushed Laura's buttons over Rocco Falconeri's drunken drama. Laura ended up throwing a drink in Ezra's face, which made Lulu happy. When Elizabeth Baldwin opened the door for Rick Lansing, she was shocked to see his beautiful sports car parked out front. Liz then remembered the crash and how Rick mentioned something about the brakes. Rick hid by pretending he couldn't utilize the brakes effectively due to the black ice they slipped on. Finally, Rick concluded that it was best for everyone if they simply put the accident behind them. After Rick left, Lucky returned home and learned about Liz's pre-crash recollection. Elizabeth brought up Rick's black ice excuse, and how he claimed the insurance company stole the damaged automobile. Drew returned home and joined Willow and Nina for a strategy session. Drew summoned Rick to serve as Willow's lawyer, so Rick gathered all Michael-related information and accepted the job. Rick wanted to petition for a postponement until they could gather dirt on Michael, but Drew said it wasn't necessary. Drew's aim was to make Michael appear to be an absentee father because he decided to get treated in another nation and did not contact the children directly via Willow. The idea was to make it appear like Michael had abandoned Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. Carly was at her house with Jason Morgan when Diane Miller arrived to discuss a disaster that Carly had started. Carly encouraged Diane to start court procedures, so they had a dilemma. The judge's schedule opened up far sooner than expected, so the court date was just a few weeks away. Diane said that Michael was scheduled to appear in court on June 2nd, which raised concerns because he was still recovering in Germany and was unaware of the situation. Although Diane may request a postponement and claim Michael suffered a medical setback, Willow and Drew could use that to their advantage when it came to custody of the children. Jason was furious that Carly had created a situation in which Michael could lose custody of Wiley and Amelia as a result of her behind-the-scenes maneuver. Carly decided they needed to keep the court date, and that she would fight for the children on Michael's behalf. Diane was on board since they could use Drew's recent scandalous publicity to make it appear that the children were unsafe under his roof. However, there was a catch. Even if Willow lost custody, the children may wind up with Nina rather than Carly. Carly was willing to take the chance and go with this idea. Christina Corinthos Davis told Dante Falconeri at Lulu's house that Alexis Davis almost had her committed, and that she didn't think she could ever forgive her mother for it. When the conversation went to Rick's crash, Christina mentioned how badly damaged the passenger side was. Dante wondered how Christina knew what the car looked like after the collision, which placed her on the spot. At the legal firm, Alexis summoned Damian Spinelli for a top-secret mission that could help Christina survive. Spinelli didn't obtain many details, but he agreed to help locate Rick's totaled car. After doing some investigation on the tow trucks that picked up cars from the lot, Spinelli discovered that Ava had Rick's vehicle transferred to a storage facility. Kai Taylor's recuperation and physical treatment at GH were going well, so he asked Stella Henry for help getting discharged today. Although Kai wanted to attend Trina Robinson's nurse's ball performance, Stella had terrible news. His physicians would not sign off. Nonetheless, Stella intimated that Kai could still be discharged in time for the nurse's ball, giving him some hope. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jack saw Trina at a nurse's ball rehearsal and informed her that she had gotten the research assistant position over Emma Scorpio Drake. Trina was thrilled for Jocelyn and said it wasn't like she stole the post, so she hoped Emma would calm down. Jocelyn also learned that Trina will leave her shortly after their nurse's ball performance to focus on Kai. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Kai may have a big surprise in store for Trina, so stay tuned. Liz is suspicious, Spinelli saves Christina, Carly and Jason scheme, and Willow is shocked. On the next GH, expect a day of suspicion, heroism, shock, and more. The General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, May 14, 2025 are here. Fans can anticipate Elizabeth Baldwin to have some concerns about her vehicle accident on tomorrow's episode, while Damian Spinelli could be the one to save Christina Corinthos Davis' life. Furthermore, Carly Spencer and Jason Morgan will conspire furiously, putting Willow Tate Corinthos in serious trouble. Elizabeth Baldwin's car crash investigation. General Hospital teasers for Wednesday, May 14th, hint that Liz will have some questions for Rick Lansing about their automobile accident. During a preview video for tomorrow's broadcast, Liz is shown asking Rick, "You said something about the brakes," while Rick appears to be caught off guard. Could Elizabeth discover that Christina cut the brakes on Rick's automobile, causing their collision? Whatever Rick says about brakes will raise red flags. Christina appears in tomorrow's episode. A scene between her and her brother, Dante Falconeri, is presented, in which she confesses that she is unsure whether she will ever be able to forgive and trust her again. It's safe to suppose Christina will tell Dante that her mother considered having her committed. How will he react? Alexis Davis turns to Damian Spinelli. Across town, Alexis Davis will try to gain the upper hand. She'll approach Spinelli for a meeting, hoping for his assistance. During the GH preview for May 14th, Alexis is shown asking Spinelli for help that could save Christina's life. Will he agree to accept the job? Jason and Carly will be strategizing. It appears that Jason will inform Carly of what Sasha Corbin told him on the Friday, May 9th broadcast. As fans know, Willow and Sasha got into another furious argument during the pregnant woman's hospital checkup. Willow informed Sasha that she went to the German institution to visit Michael, but he refused to see her. Of course, Drew Kane paid the lady behind the clinic's desk to tell Willow something that wasn't true. It appears that Jason and Carly jump to conclusions and presume Willow is lying. During the Wednesday, May 14th preview, Carly is seen emotionally telling Jason that she needs to get those kids out of that house as soon as possible. It appears that Carly is ready to remove Wiley and Amelia Corinthos from Willow's custody once more. Meanwhile, Willow will be heartbroken by something on Wednesday's episode. The trailer shows Willow looking at a document and saying, oh. Willow will be served with legal documents this week. Does this happen during Wednesday's episode? And will Carly take custody of Amelia and Wiley? In the kingdom of soaps, anything is possible. Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. Finally, General Hospital spoilers suggest Laura Collins will lose her cool. What's got the mayor of Port Charles so upset? In other news, Drew will make a discovery. Is this referring to his recent ketamine drug debacle? During the promo for tomorrow's show, Drew is shown saying he knows someone who can help, so whatever he finds out, he'll know who to contact for assistance. Emma crushed, Carly shocked, Jason refuses Tracy. If you missed General Hospital today, Tuesday, May 13th, 2025, a full and detailed recap is provided below for your leisure. Emma Drake has a mental breakdown when she discovers Jocelyn Jacks in Professor Dalton's office. She first accuses Joss of stealing her job, and then she claims that her rich girl connections bought her the position. Joss is steadfast in her determination to gain the position, but she clearly regrets harming Emma. Emma mulls it over before asking Joss if she told Dalton all she had said about being skeptical of him. Joss says no, and that if she discovers he is conducting animal experiments, she will ensure that the truth is revealed. After Emma exits, Vaughn, her WSB handler, arrives to assist her in searching the workplace. In the end, they both agree that anything untoward is hidden in Dalton's lab. Portia wants everyone to avoid Drew, and Curtis is suspicious about why. Trina Robinson pays Portia Robinson a visit in her workplace just as she hangs up the phone with Drew Kane. Her daughter stopped in after visiting Kai Taylor, and they talked about his operation and the documentary crew that is filming his rehabilitation. Trina is enraged to learn that Drew is behind the team that is invading Kai's life. Portia encourages her to try to ignore it. She now believes that their entire family should simply ignore Drew, rather than continue to cause themselves unnecessary stress. She informs Trina that she has also proposed that her husband do the same thing. Jordan Ashford tells Curtis Ashford during lunch that she does not want to hear about his problems with his wife. That doesn't stop Curtis from mentioning that something feels odd. He feels like Portia has become Drew's biggest defender, and he doesn't understand why, but he suspects she is hiding something from him. Jordan proposes that Curtis not only communicate with but also listen to his wife. Sidwell disrupts the nurses' ball rehearsal. The nurses' ball rehearsals are in full flow, or would have been if Tracy Quartermaine hadn't arrived late. Jen Sidwell comes and finds Maxie Jones, Anna Devane, and Lucy Coe waiting for her. Lucy pulls him aside to thank him again for sponsoring the entire event, and they continue to talk. Emma comes into the room in tears, pleading to speak with Anna. She informs Emma that she will not be hired as an assistant, and Emma refuses to listen to Anna's reassuring words. She informs her grandmother that Professor Dalton is up to something dreadful, and Anna forcefully begs her to leave it alone. Sunny speaks with Laura, and Jason turns Tracy down. Laura Spencer informs Sonny Corinthos that he cannot sell the Piers to Sidwell because she is concerned about his intentions for Port Charles. Laura recognizes that this move could be Sonny's exit strategy, and he agrees. He explains that it permits him to step away from the business, while also preventing criticism of their friendship. If he sells, the referendum is off the ballot. Laura finally tells Sonny to take care of his family. Meanwhile, Jason Morgan meets with Tracy because she has a task for him. She reveals that she wants him to find the baby that Brook Lynn Quartermaine had given up for adoption 20 years ago. She promises that if he finds the boy, she will publicly back Sonny. Jason understands the problem, but refuses to look for the adult child unless BLQ directs him to do so. Jason then pays a visit to Sonny and informs him of the idea without going into detail. He informs Sonny that he has denied the job. Lulu tells Carly her theory about Gio. Lulu Spencer needed a private talk with Carly Spencer, and when they both arrived to her house, she unloaded. Lulu informs her that she believes Gio Palmieri is Brook Lynn's baby who was put up for adoption. If this is accurate, BLQ and Dante Falconeri have been living beneath their noses forever. Carly is as appalled by the notion as Lulu, but she warns her not to play God in their lives. She believes that it is not her responsibility to do anything other than keep quiet. She claims that if this is true, Sonny is Joe's grandfather, and even then, Carly will keep the information to herself. Drew's claim that Michael is an absentee father has been a focal issue in their continuing custody dispute, prompting a passionate argument over parental obligations and their child's best interests. The argument, made at a recent court hearing, implies that Michael has been mainly absent from their child's upbringing, failing to offer the emotional and physical support required for healthy development. Drew's legal team contends that Michael's history of negligence should prohibit him from receiving joint or main custody, emphasizing that the child's well-being must come first. They have given evidence, such as school records, witness testimony, and communication logs, to back up their argument that Michael has been inconsistent in his involvement, missing key milestones and failing to maintain a continuous presence. Michael, on the other hand, adamantly disputes the charges, claiming that despite personal and professional obstacles, he has always been a caring father. His legal team responds that Drew's characterization is exaggerated and deceptive, claiming that Michael has made substantial attempts to be involved despite challenges, such as work demands and previous confrontations with Drew. They believe Drew is exploiting this accusation to get sole custody by portraying an unfair picture of Michael's parenting and swaying the court in her favor. Michael's attorneys have provided their own evidence, such as photos, text messages, and affidavits from friends and family, to establish his active involvement in the child's upbringing. The court must now examine the different tales to determine which custody arrangement is best for the child. In such circumstances, judges often take into account each parent's involvement in the kid's daily life, their capacity to provide a secure environment, and the emotional link between parent and child. If Drew's claims are proven, the court may limit Michael's custody rights, allowing him only supervised visits or minimal parenting time. On the other side, if Michael can demonstrate that he has been a consistent and attentive presence, the court may reject Drew's case and grant joint custody, ensuring the child's contact with both parents. Aside from the legal ramifications, this case highlights broader problems about how society defines and evaluates parental participation, particularly among fathers.